Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Ever wonder just how much companies shell out for a measly 30 seconds of airtime during the Super Bowl? We're talking millions. And in 2025, it's gonna be even crazier. But is it really worth it? That's the million-dollar question, literally. We're diving deep into the history of Super Bowl ad prices, the shocking cost for 2025, and whether these ads are actually a smart investment or just a massive gamble. Get ready, because some of these numbers will blow your mind. Let's rewind a bit. Back in the day, a Super Bowl ad wouldn't break the bank. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars, not millions. But over the years, things have changed dramatically. The Super Bowl became a cultural juggernaut, and with that came skyrocketing advertising costs. Each year, the price tag went up, driven by increasing viewership, intense competition among brands, and the sheer prestige of being associated with the biggest sporting event in America. And it's not just a linear increase. It's been exponential. Think of it like compound interest, but for advertising dollars. It's kind of wild, right? So, what about 2025? Experts are predicting that a 30-second spot could cost upwards of $8 million. Yes, you heard that right. $8 million for 30 seconds. Some are even speculating that the total ad revenue for the broadcast could approach $1 billion. That's B as in billion. Think about that for a second. What could you do with $8 million? Buy a mansion? Start a business? Or, you could buy 30 seconds of Super Bowl airtime. The stakes are incredibly high, and the pressure on advertisers to deliver a memorable and effective ad is immense. It's like betting your whole company on a single play. For the broadcast network, which is likely CBS in 2025, this is a goldmine. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. This allows them to invest in higher quality programming, secure broadcasting rights for other major events, and ultimately boost their bottom line. It's a huge win for the network. They're basically printing money. But it also puts a lot of pressure on them to deliver a high-quality broadcast, because if the game stinks, or the halftime show flops, it could impact viewership and ultimately, the value of those ad slots. It's a symbiotic relationship, but the network definitely holds a lot of the cards. Now, let's talk about the ripple effects of these sky-high ad costs. This isn't just about advertising. It affects the entire marketing ecosystem. First, the direct impact. The network makes bank. Competition among brands intensifies, and advertisers demand better ROI measurement. Then, there's the adjacent industry impact. Creative agencies are under pressure to produce killer ads, pre- and post-game marketing campaigns explode, and the second screen experience becomes crucial. Finally, the socio-economic impact. The NFL gets richer, consumer prices might creep up, and Super Bowl commercials become a cultural phenomenon. It's a complex web, and it all starts with that initial multi-million-dollar price tag. Think about all the companies that benefit indirectly from Super Bowl advertising. Creative agencies are scrambling to land these lucrative contracts, production companies are working around the clock to deliver stunning visuals, and marketing teams are brainstorming innovative ways to extend the reach of their campaigns beyond those 30 seconds. We're talking about pre-game parties, social media contests, influencer partnerships. The list goes on and on. It's a marketing gold rush, and everyone wants a piece of the action. It's not just about the ad itself. It's about creating a complete Super Bowl experience for the viewer. Okay, let's be real. Spending millions on a Super Bowl ad is a huge risk. What if the ad bombs? What if no one remembers it? What if it doesn't translate into sales? There are a ton of potential downsides. The biggest business risk is the high cost and low return. There's no guarantee that you'll see a proportional increase in sales or brand awareness. And then there are technical risks, like your website crashing from all the traffic. And let's not forget the ethical risks. Misleading advertising, socially irresponsible content. You gotta be careful. It's a high-stakes game, and you need to be prepared to lose. Imagine this. You've spent millions on a Super Bowl ad, and when it airs, your website crashes because of the surge in traffic. Talk about a disaster. That's why technical reliability is crucial. Websites, apps, everything needs to be able to handle the massive influx of viewers. The USA Today ad meter is a great example. If that thing goes down during the game, it's going to be a PR nightmare. So, before you drop millions on an ad, make sure your tech is rock solid. You don't want to be the brand that crashed the Super Bowl party. Super Bowl ads are under intense scrutiny, and any misstep can lead to major backlash. You need to be incredibly careful about the message you're sending. Avoid misleading claims, stay away from controversial topics, and be mindful of cultural sensitivities. One wrong move, and you could find yourself in the middle of a social media firestorm. Remember, you're not just selling a product, you're selling your brand's image. And that image needs to be squeaky clean. Think twice before you push the envelope, because the consequences can be severe. The USA Today ad meter is a popular way to gauge the effectiveness of Super Bowl ads, but is it really reliable? It's based on a panel of viewers who rate the ads, but that panel might not be representative of the entire viewing audience. And the results could be influenced by factors other than the ad's quality, like pre-existing brand loyalty. So, while the ad meter can provide some insights, it's important to take it with a grain of salt. Don't rely solely on one metric to determine the success of your multi-million-dollar investment. Look at the bigger picture. Let's face it, the way people watch TV is changing. More and more viewers are cutting the cord and streaming their content. This means they're less likely to watch live TV, including the Super Bowl, and more likely to skip commercials. This shift in viewing habits could reduce the value of Super Bowl advertising over time. So, if you're thinking about buying an ad in 2025, you need to consider whether the traditional Super Bowl audience is still the best way to reach your target demographic. Maybe there are more cost-effective ways to get your message out there. So, what does the future hold for Super Bowl advertising? Will the prices continue to climb, or will the bubble eventually burst? It's hard to say for sure, but factors like changing viewing habits, economic uncertainty, and the rise of alternative marketing channels could all put downward pressure on prices. Maybe we'll see a shift towards more targeted advertising or a greater emphasis on digital marketing. One thing's for sure, the Super Bowl advertising landscape is constantly evolving, and brands need to be prepared to adapt. The economic impact of Super Bowl advertising extends far beyond the broadcast itself. The revenue generated from these ads helps to fuel the NFL's continued financial success, which in turn impacts player salaries, stadium development, and other NFL-related ventures. And ultimately, the high cost of advertising is passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices for goods and services. So, the next time you're watching a Super Bowl ad, remember that you're also contributing to the economic engine that drives the NFL and the broader advertising industry. It's a complex and interconnected system. So, is buying a Super Bowl ad in 2025 worth it? The answer, as always, is it depends. It depends on your brand, your target audience, your creative execution, and a whole lot of luck. There's no guarantee of success, and the risks are substantial. But for some brands, the potential rewards are too great to ignore. The Super Bowl is still the biggest stage in advertising, and the opportunity to reach a massive audience is incredibly valuable. But before you write that multi-million-dollar check, make sure you've done your homework and carefully weigh the pros and cons. It's a gamble, but it could pay off big time. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this deep dive into Super Bowl ad costs informative. What do you think? Is it worth the money? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more insights into the world of advertising and marketing. See you next time.